attendees, welcome to our webinar from the series of subject webinars, and the umbrella topic for today, as you could see during your registrations, is studying communication and media in Germany. And my name is Georgi, long time no see. I'll be today, as always, the co-host / co-moderator, mostly behind the scenes. So the least interesting person for you, dear attendees, for this afternoon. And we have several guests from German universities, as always, during these types of webinars. And they will present their programs, study programs, very shortly. But before that, let me tell you for the newcomers. So you can see the Q&A button in the bottom part of your Zoom interface, just next to the chat button. This is the main communication line between you and us. Make a good use of it and send in your questions, and they will be answered either immediately or after our presentations will be done. So we will have a live Q&A session after all the presentations are done, which means in around 45 minutes. And then your questions will be addressed directly by one of our guests. Long story short, let me now make my short presentation, and then we can move to our guests and their presentations. So we have guests from 3 German universities who will talk about 3 different programs. So our first guest is from 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘏𝘓. It's Professor Dr. Stefanie Schöbel, and she will talk about MA level program in international corporate communication and media management. After that, we are moving to Freiburg, to University of Freiburg, and it's 𝘱𝘢𝘢𝘓𝘂𝑔𝑒𝑠, and she will talk about MA level program also in linguistics, language communication and cognition. And then we are moving to, you can see the 3 logos here. So the under umbrella of University of Potsdam, Erich Pommer Institute, and Filmuniversität Babelsberg Konrad Wolf. It's Katrina Miola, and she will talk about LLM/MBA European Film and Business Law program. So, who is behind today's webinar? For those who don't know, we are My German University, and we are German's largest database when it comes to English taught study programs. We have over 2,600 degree programs listed in our database, both on bachelor level and also master's level. And you can also find some short course and language courses as well. Our main aim is to assist international students in searching a right program for them, those students who would like to study in Germany, of course. And we do this through 3 key ways. One of them is our study finder. Actually, you can see on the left-hand side a smaller or demo version of our study finder with some of its filters. But when you go to our website and you go to the study finder section, you'll see all of its filters, and you can find your program quite easily by applying as many filters as you deem relevant, and which will help you to find the program according to your background and according to your interests. The second way of helping you is writing up articles. We have over 150 comprehensive articles on various topics, of course, related to studying in Germany. It can be, for example, bachelor studies, fees and costs, online studies, letter of motivation writing, CV writing, blogged account, visa topics, etc., etc. All of these articles are available for you for free, and my strong suggestion would be to check them out. And last but not least, the third way of assisting students is through our webinars that we organize on every weekly basis. We have several webinars per week, and in total, over 150 webinars per year, again, on different topics, of course. It can be scholarships to study in Germany, UniAssist, visa, of course, studying in Germany in general, subject webinars like the one we are having today, but on different subjects. It can be studying management in Germany, studying physics in Germany, studying engineering, etc., etc. All of the webinars that are already planned, you can find them on our website in the section of webinars, and you can sign up for these webinars and then attend these webinars also for free. Also, my suggestion would be you to open an account on our webpage. It's also for free, of course. It's opening and maintaining at the same time is free. And by doing that, you'll be able to unlock all of the options that our website is able to offer you. Regarding our team, it's quite international, and we are based in Hamburg in northern Germany. But we are also spread throughout Germany and also throughout the world, and we are counseling in different languages, and some of them you can see also in front of your screens. So there are 2 databases that I would like you to know about, actually. For those who are also interested in German taught study programs, I would also suggest you to check out Hochschulkompass, and you will be able to find some interesting programs there as well. But if you are more into English taught study programs, then My German University and our study finder should be your stop. We have lots of programs related to communication and media. You can see you can see that they're both on master's level and bachelor's level, and most of them are in English only, which means for that particular programs, you do not need any knowledge of German to get into those programs and then successfully complete them. For those who do not know what to expect when it comes to studying the subjects within the frame under the umbrella of communications, so social media, for example, we have some subject pages for you to get acquainted with that generic, to have the bigger picture for yourself, like what are the rankings of universities that are offering these programs, or the tuition fee ranges that you should expect, and more. So this is kind of a good first steps for the first comers to find out what to expect from Germany in this regard. Regarding the suggestion from our side, we often hear that students are searching for the program based on only one criteria, like only rankings, for example, or only city name, which is not completely correct from our perspective. So you have to take into account as many criteria as possible in order to make sure that you are making an informed decision, which is crucial for your future success. That's why our suggestion would be that take as many aspects into a consideration as possible, also based on your background and your interests. Also, going towards the end, I would like you to know that there are two key types of universities in Germany. One is called Universität, or just university, and another is one called University of Applied Sciences in English. In German, it has some different variation in namings. And the key difference for you that I would like you to know as a main key takeaway is in focus. So when it comes to Universität type of university, usually the focus lies more on research and theory. And in case of University of Applied Sciences, usually the focus goes into more application and practice. And last but not least, when you're searching for the programs on our study finder, in addition to the aspects that I mentioned before that you should take into account, also please take into account, be a bit more flexible with wordings when you're searching for the programs through our study finder. By doing that, you'll make sure, or you increase the chances of making a very informed decision of choosing the right program of your studies, which again, I want to underline is one of the crucial, if not the most crucial steps towards your successful career, if you like. All right, with that being said, let us move now to South Germany. We are moving to Neu-Ulm University of Applied Sciences. You can see where it's located, also on the map. We have Professor Dr. Stefanie Schöberl, as I already introduced, and she will now talk about MA level program in International Corporate Communication and Media Management. So I will stop my screen share and invite Professor to take the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. So good afternoon and hello and welcome to the presentation of our master's program, International Corporate Communication and Media Management. I will share my screen with you, where you can see a nice flower at the moment. But wait a second. Okay, here we go. What you can see here is already the outlines of our university. As you have already heard, it's located in Neu-Ulm, which is in the south of Germany. And yes, for my presentation, I have two different parts. So that makes my agenda really clear and simple. So first of all, I would like to tell you a few words about the university itself, the HNU, Hochschule Neu-Ulm. It's an University of Applied Sciences. As you have already heard, it's the focus is mainly on the application of sciences. And yes, the focus is more a practical one, let's say. And of course, in the second part, I will introduce the master's program, International Corporate Communication and Media Management, which is a really long title, and therefore within our university we normally use a very short term ICCMM, and this is why I'm sometimes maybe it could happen that I talk about ICCMM, and please keep in mind that I mean the study program behind. Okay, good. Our location is a kind of science hub. That means Neu-Ulm and Ulm. So, yeah, Basically, these are two cities, but they are so close together. It's only the river Danube between them that you can see the two cities as one. Even if there is a border of two federal states between, namely Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, but you can see it as one city. And it's an economic and cultural center because there is a very dynamic urban life and a population of 200,000 inhabitants, and more or less 10% of them are students, which is a really big amount of students. And this is due to several types of universities. So we do not only have HNU or Hochschule Neu-Ulm in this area, but we have a University of Applied Sciences in Ulm, which is the other side of the Danube. They are focusing more on technical study programs. And we have the Universität, the University of Ulm, and therefore it's a mixture of different study areas and different groups of people, which makes it really vivid, let's say. Okay, we are between Munich and Stuttgart, two rather big cities in the southern area of Germany, and therefore relatively attractive location. And what should not be underestimated is on the right-hand side, where you can see the recreational value, which is really big in Ulm and Neu-Ulm, because we have, as I said, the Danube, which is really a nice river, and yeah, many young people stay there during the afternoon or evenings and have a good time. And near is additionally the Swabian Alp for hiking, the Lake Constance, Allgäu, and the Alps. So the location is not only attractive, I would say, rather almost perfect. Good. So here you can see a few pictures of the city, of the historical center on the left-hand side. In the middle, you see the Ulmer Münster, which is one of the biggest churches in Europe. And on the right-hand side, you see a nice view on the Danube. But these are only a few impressions, of course. So you can find YouTube videos about virtual walk through the cities. So I would recommend to watch them, but I have not embedded videos in my presentation right now. So, but it's not only nice, let's say, but it's also a really strong economic region. As I said, it's located between Stuttgart and Munich, two big and strong cities with huge companies such as Daimler, BMW, and more. And here you can see the companies located directly in Ulm or Neu-Ulm, and many of them are maybe not so known because they are rather hidden champions. But just as an example, the company Husqvarna maybe is not known to everyone, but they have famous brands such as Gardena, especially those who have a garden at home know this brand maybe. So yes, it's an economic strong region, which makes it really attractive for studying there, because it's relatively easy to find interesting companies for doing an internship, as an example, or writing the thesis in a company. So this is really not a problem. Okay, so we should get to the to the actual subject for today, our study program. First of all, we as HNU are an international business school. We have 3 faculties which are listed here. So business and economics, information management, and this is the faculty where the ICCMM program is located. And the third one is health management. We have approximately 4,000, not yet, but almost 4,000 students. And yeah, that means the university is not too big, so you have the chance to get to know people and to meet them again without dating them. But it's big enough to have a good to have a good feeling and not being at school anymore. The professors, full-time professors, the number of them is approximately 90. And we have additional staff in teaching, research and transfer of about 150. And what is especially maybe outstanding, we have more than 100 international partner universities. Sorry, I okay. So coming to our study program, what our educational goal is, we want you to become international leaders in corporate communication and media management. That means, in detail, we want to prepare students for jobs in strategic corporate and market communication. We want to equip them with the skills that are needed to use media for specific aims, especially in the digital age. And we want to provide the students with the necessary knowledge and abilities, of course, for taking up a career in an international company or a regional company or both, or on the other side, pursuing a doctoral degree, which is also possible at our university. Okay, let's have a look at our curriculum. Our study program consists of 3 semesters. So if you need more time, it's not a problem, but it can be it can be done in 3 semesters. In total, the program consists of 90 credits, ECTS, in 30 per semester. The first semester consists of 5 mandatory courses. So all students have to do these courses, which are strategic international corporate communication. A second one is media management in the digital age. The third one is institutional, cultural, and ethic aspects. And then we have a design module called human-centered design and design thinking. And the last one is methods of communication and media research. Good. In the second semester, you have the choice out of 3 different options. The first option is that you again do an international semester. Maybe this is not so interesting for you because you would be international students at our university and maybe you don't want to change again after 1 semester. But if you want to, you may, of course, because as I already told you, we have 100 partner universities there, and many of them in really attractive areas. So this could be an option, but you don't need to. So you may just do a so-called transfer semester. This is an internship in a company. During that, you have to write 3 different papers, academic papers, and this will be supervised by one of our colleagues. Or you just stay at HNU and do some more courses, maybe, so you have the choice. Maybe you decide for strategic brand management, research project, or content production. The 3rd semester is mainly the master's thesis and a seminar, and additional 2 courses, maybe international strategic management, sustainability, and CSR communication. Yes, this is the plan. Referring to the international semester, we have one specialty, let's say, because normally when you start to study at HNU, normally the application deadlines for a semester abroad at the partner universities are already over. So you don't have a chance, even have a chance to go abroad in the 2nd semester. And therefore, most of the students do their international semester in the 3rd semester, and do the courses of the 3rd semester in the 2nd. So just a switch, let's say. This is just due to the application deadlines. Okay. Good. The admission requirements. So what you need is a completed bachelor study or other university studies with at least 210 ECTS. If you have in your home country another system of credits, it will be transferred, of course, converted into its ECTS. If you don't have 210 ECTS because your program only resulted in 180 ECTS, which is quite common, let's say, so this is not a problem. If you have already written a research publication, this will be accepted as a replacement for the 30 missing ECTS. Or you have worked at least 6 months of full-time work in a occupation which is relevant for our study program. Okay, this will be accepted. Or if you don't have these 2 options, then you may have a 3rd one, which is you write an entrance examination at our university, which is mostly consisting of a research paper on a special topic. Okay, then you need you need a bachelor's degree with a grade of 2.5 or better, and then you need 60 ECTS during your studies, your former studies, from the field of corporate communication, marketing communication, and media management. Then the language levels B2 and German A1. And if you don't have the 2.5 as a final grade of your study, you can do a voluntary entrance test to improve your bachelor's degree grade. Okay. So these were the main information I wanted to tell you. If you have any formal questions regarding the application and admission formalities, please refer to our colleague Peter Marquardt. If you have questions rather dealing with the content of our program, please refer to me. If you already have started your study program at our university and you need help or advice, you may refer to my colleague 𝘗𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘍. And what is additionally a service of our university is our international office, which provides assistance with the organization of your stay in Germany, coping with the administration stuff and formalities. And this is quite a good service, I think. Yes. And yes, that was all. So I took 2 minutes more than expected, so sorry for that. But yes, please ask if you have any further question. And for the moment, I wanted to thank you for your attention and for your interest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for a very interesting presentation, very informative one. And dear attendees, just for your information, GPA was mentioned and GPA calculator is in the chat for you. And also some emails that Professor mentioned are also in the chat in case you already want to take a note. So with that, let me now continue once again with introduction of our guests. So we are moving now to Freiburg, even moving to more south, so the Germany, Uni Freiburg, and it's Vivek Boazis, and she will now continue with MA program in linguistics, language communication, and cognition. So
welcome everybody. Thank you for attending. I am Vivek Boazis, and I am the academic advisor of our program in linguistics, language communication, and cognition. Exactly like Professor Schöberl, I also have two parts to my presentation. I will tell you a little bit about the university and the department very quickly, and then I will tell you more about the program itself. If it clicks, yes, right. So the University of Freiburg, like Georgi already showed, we are in the southeast south of Germany. We are very close to the Swiss and French borders. The university is a public research university that has been founded in 1457, making it one of the oldest universities in Germany. In fact, it's the 5th oldest university. We have a very long tradition of teaching humanities. We have 11 faculties and our own career center. So if you're worried about careers and career advising, the university helps you a lot with that. And we have a very active student life. So everything from clubs to radios to sports, you will not be alone here, unless you want to, of course. The Department of General Linguistics is a very young department. The chair came in 2020, so it's very young, so don't be afraid of the numbers that I'm going to show you in a second. We have one chair, and that's Professor Uta Reinöl, who's also the director of the program. We have one assistant professor, and we have one PI in an ME NOTA project. We have currently 7 PhD students. The first PhD student just submitted her dissertation 2 weeks ago. And currently we have 6 MA students. Don't be afraid, this is not normal. We only have 6 because the current MA program is being substituted by the new MA program that I'm going to tell you about in a second. And these 6 students are the last ones graduating this year. What this also means is that we have a very close supervision and support relationship, and the relationship to the students is always very personal. You do not disappear in the amount of people that study. Now to the program itself, I'll just tell you some highlights. It's a joint offer of all the linguistic institutes and the cognitive sciences department of the University of Freiburg. So it's not just us, it's not just the Department of General Linguistics, it's also the Department of English Linguistics, of German Linguistics, and so on. what this means is that the program offers you a very wide range of content in the classes. As far as I'm aware, it's a unique combination in Germany. No other program offers you the explicit possibility of studying linguistics and cognitive sciences within the same program. Everything is possible, from very strong specialization to very broad training. It all depends on your preference. So let's say you study English language and linguistics, and you only really want to do English language and linguistics. That is possible. But if you do English language and linguistics and want to have some ideas about cognitive sciences or about Romance linguistics or about German linguistics, that is possible as well. You have intensive support from the central coordination, that is me, and from the specialization coordination. So every specialization in the program has its own coordinator, and they are there to support you and help you whatever questions you may have. We offer many joint events, and the supervision is from all offering institutes. And we also offer very regularly events on career prospects and career advising, where you actually get to talk to people who really studied linguistics and now do work. Yeah. The program offers 6 fields of specialization. The first one is English language and linguistics. Second one is general linguistics and linguistic diversity. These two are taught exclusively in English. You don't need any German skills. And then we have German linguistics, Romance linguistics, Slavic linguistics, and language and cognition. These 4 require you to know somewhat of German, but it all depends on the program. So for German linguistics, it makes sense that you would need C1 in German at least. But for the others, it only requires B2. Might sound a bit complicated. So we have this honestly slightly scary diagram, but it's not that scary once I've explained it. What you see here is basically the entire program. The yellow parts on the left, these are the classes that everybody has to take. These are the mandatory classes that you take with everybody, no matter what it is that they study, no matter what specialization. Everybody has to take a class in statistics, classes on empirical research methods, and so on. And here, horizontally, you see written the 6 different specializations. And each specialization has 5 modules that you need to do. And then here in blue, we have elective modules 1 and 2. These are additional modules that you need to study. So how specialized or how broad does one want to study and organize your study years? Aside from the yellow part that I just showed, you have to take 5 modules in total. Here we have the example of the specialization general linguistics. You have the 5, for example, structures of the world's languages, variation and change, linguistic typology, intercultural communication, and research perspectives. Out of these 4, the first 4 here, you have to take 2 modules. So let's say structures in the world's languages and variation and change. And then you have to take the research perspectives modules. The module that already makes 3 modules. Then you have the electives, elective 1 and elective 2. For elective 1, you have the option of taking 1 further class from your specialization. So 1 of these 4 here. Or you have the option of taking a class from any of the other specializations. So for example, you're specialized in English language and linguistics, but here in elective module 1, you can take a class from Romance linguistics. Or you have another option that is Scandinavian linguistics. You can take a class from them. And in elective 2, you're not allowed to take a class from your own specialization, but you can choose between taking a class from another specialization or from Scandinavian linguistics. So here in these 5 modules, you have the choice of staying as specialized as you want or broadening your perspectives. You also have the possibility of setting a methodological focus in the course subjects. So in the yellow part that I showed in the slide before, you have to take methodology classes. And sometimes it makes sense for your specialization to take a specific method and deepen your knowledge in it. For example, again, English language and linguistics, the University of Freiburg has a very long tradition of corpus linguistics. So it makes sense more for you to take more corpus linguistics classes and so on. The program structure also allows for the linguistic practice module. Here you can have either an internship or visit conferences or go abroad on an exchange semester. And if you go abroad, obviously you can choose the classes that you can take at the abroad university. And here you can choose whatever you want, either very close to your specialization or very far from it and very broad. The application deadline for international applicants is sadly already passed. It is the 15th of July of every year. If you are not an international, if you are an international but a European international applicant, the deadline is the 15th of September. But we do recommend early application because the earlier you apply, the earlier we look at your application and the earlier you hear from us. The admission criteria is fairly straightforward. We need proof of 35 credits in linguistic subjects during your undergraduate. So classes like phonetics, syntax, pragmatics, sociolinguistics, cognitive sciences, all of that counts. If you are from a university that does not have ECTS or from a country that does not have ECTS, the admission committee will decide based on your transcript, on the kind of classes that you took. You need to show your language skills. So as I said before, 2 of the 6 specializations are taught completely in English. For general linguistics, you only need B2, and for English language and linguistics, you need C1. How to apply? The application is online to the application portal of the University of Freiburg, and you need to upload some scans of documents such as your bachelor's diploma. If you graduated but you don't have a diploma yet, a confirmation from university is enough. If you did not graduate yet, a confirmation that you will graduate soon is enough. We obviously need your transcript of records and the language certificate, again, according to the specialization that you are applying to. The fees, this is a very popular and important question. The application itself is free of charge. It's directly to the University of Freiburg and not through UniAssist. The University of Freiburg and the Baden-Württemberg state implemented tuition fees for non-EU international students. So you have to pay 1,500 euros every semester, plus the 180 euros. But the University of Freiburg has a specialized advising office for scholarships and finances, and they can help you. So do make sure to request an appointment with them. What can you do with a degree? It's linguistics. Everybody asks you, what do you do with that? Our program prepares you for research and university careers. So for a PhD, postdoc, and teaching careers at the university, related to linguistics and cognitive sciences, of course. The program also prepares you for work fields focusing on language, cognition, communication, and media. So things like natural language processing, like search engine optimization, like development of speech recognition software, and so on. We also prepare you for media and publishing, journalism, public relations, science management, international funding and development organizations, work in the cultural sector, and so on. The intensive study of language and communication in their social and cultural context, as well as the acquisition of competences in the area of data processing, organization, archiving, and so on, it all prepares you in many different ways for any field that has to do with language and with data processing, basically. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have questions, please ask them in the Q&A or find us on our website, Instagram, or send us an email. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Vivek. Very, very detailed presentation. Very interesting. Thanks a lot. And with that, let us move now to our next guests and last guests for today. So we are moving to, as I mentioned, different different namings, but you can see here that we are very well-known location, University of Potsdam. And we have two guests. It's Katrina Miola, and she's joined with her colleague Laura Speicher, and they will now introduce the LLM/MBA European Film Business and Law program. So with that, I'm handing it over to our guests from EPI.
Thank you, Georgi. So yeah, I will also share my screen and my presentation. I hope everyone has seen this. Yeah, so European Film Business and Law, it's an executive master degree program offered by the University of Potsdam and the Film University Babelsberg Konrad Wolf. And me and my colleague Laura, we work for the Erich Pommer Institute, who's officially the administrator and organizer behind this program. So we coordinate between the two universities this course. And as you can see, our program is called LLM MBA because it is possible to have a joint degree and a double degree. So here's some information about our program. It's, as I said, it's a joint degree. That means that you will have at the end a title and a degree that is signed by both universities. You have possibility to choose also what type of degree you want to pursue with this program. You can decide to do an MBA, you can decide to do an LLM, a Master of Law, or you can decide to do both degrees to get a double title, but depending on our admission criteria, of course. The type of studies can be dual or non-dual. That means that you can apply with your employer or individually. This has an effect on our third semester, which is, I will explain you a bit later, so on the practical part of our program. Starting date is October 2023. This year, we only start in winter semester, so we don't start in summer semesters. And our program is fully in English, so you don't need a prerequisite of German knowledge. Our location, we are based in Potsdam, Germany, but our program is mainly an online program that gives much freedom and flexibility to our students because our students are mainly people already working and who want to combine their professional career together with their studies. However, we have 2 study weeks in Potsdam, one on the first semester and one on the second semester. And this allows you to get to know your peers and our professors, to network and get to know each other. And normally our groups are not too big, so that also allows you to get to know very well your colleagues. The duration of our program is, when it's a standard program, it's 4 semesters, and this is a full-time. Otherwise, you can also decide to structure your program and your schedule on 6 semesters to have it a bit more lighter in the structure also of your modules in the first semester. So this allows you also to maybe to take it more easily, and especially for people who have quite busy working schedule. Our target group is mainly film and TV professionals, but also lawyers who are working or maybe are not yet working in the audiovisual industry and would like maybe to get to know better the entertainment industry. However, we are also open to people who still don't have very much experience in the audiovisual industry, but would like to really get a better insight of it. Our application deadline is July the 31st, and you will have to apply through our AP website. So going on ap.media/filmmaster, you will find all the information that I'm going to mention now, but also with some more details, and you will have also the button to click on the application form, and then we will make sure that you will be enrolled then at one of the two universities. Something that I didn't mention yet exactly, it's when one person apply for the MBA will be officially enrolled at University Babelsberg, whereas LLM students will be officially enrolled at the University of Potsdam. So what are the prerequisites to be admitted in our program? Starting with the MBA, we need to have applicants with a completed higher education degree with at least 180 credit points or equivalent. So if you're from a country where the ECTS are not used, so should be equivalent to what is a bachelor degree. You need to have at least 1 year of professional activity that is certified by your employer, by your CV and portfolio. And you need to have at least an English level C1 to access this program. For the LLM program, it is more or less similar, apart from the type of a higher education degree that you need to have in advance, which is either a law degree or economics or business administration, and in these two cases with at least 30 credit points in legal subject, or at least 1 year of relevant experience in a legal company. And then again, to have at least 1 year of professional activity and the proof of English language skill. For students or people interested in applying for the MBA, we recommend you to first do this step when applying to our program, which is to have your documents reviewed by UniAssist. I'm pretty sure that you will find also further information by my German university about how UniAssist works. But specifically for the film university, it is needed this Prüfungsdokumentation, which is a preliminary review documentation. And because this, to get the final result and from UniAssist will take between 4 to 6 weeks, we recommend you, because our deadline for application is almost in 10 days, to send us with your all the documents, at least the confirmation received by UniAssist that everything has been uploaded also on their portal. And then on a second moment, as soon as you will receive the VTP, you can send it to us per email. Here, going through our program specifically and to show you how it is structured, the standard 4-semester schedule. We have the first semester with our 6 basic modules, and in these 6 basic modules you will get an overview and perspective of the film and TV industry, both from economical and legal background. You will also have some modules that are specifically structured for MBA programs and Master of Laws programs. So with one module on managing organization, one on leadership and communication, and some other more specific on finance and contracts. And these 6 basic modules are to be attended and are the mandatory modules that both MBA students and LLM students will follow together. So this is also something special about our program. Even if you have 2 different types of degree that you can follow, the students will go together in this throughout this path. And then on our second semester, we go specifically on our in-depth modules that are divided between MBA students and LLM students. For instance, with the MBA students, there is a specific module on executive strategies, contemporary economics, and reaching audiences, which is our marketing module. And then the MBA students will have to choose one elective module of the LLM in-depth program, which consists of European business law, legal dispute resolution, data and technology law. And in this case, the LLM student has to choose one module from the in-depth module of the MBA program. As I said, our program is mainly taking place online. However, we have 2 in-person weeks that are consisting of 2 our basic modules, and this will be that's why here we have a semester 1 and 2, because one of these modules will be shifted to the second semester so that the students can come to Potsdam and meet together in once a year, more or less. Each module consists of 4 teaching days, and to make it a bit lighter in terms of attendance online, we have split them in Fridays and Saturdays. That means that one module will be consisting of 2 almost weekends, because we'll be having the full Friday and full Saturday. And then we go on, so the first year, once the first year is done, and it's the most intense one, I would say, we go to the 3rd and 4th semester, where we have a bit, like the students have a bit more freedom also to structure their study weeks and study days, because they will have the 3rd semester dedicated to project module, which is our practical semester. And this, what does it mean? The project module is made in partnership with some companies that are partners of AP and our master program. And with these companies, you will work in group of 3 to 5 people in developing one idea, one project that the company contact person is going to give to you. So the idea is to put into practice what you learn in the first year, and also to see how a company in the audiovisual industry is working on day-to-day base, and help them also maybe to develop a new innovative project. So this is the idea is that there is a benefit from both sides. And last but not least, you will have the last semester dedicated to your master thesis. And here you will see, so all the modules will consist of 60 credit points, the project module on 30, and the master thesis on other 30. So at the end, you will complete your degree, and you will have your degree with 120 credit points. A possibility for those who already have an extensive working experience is to have the project module substitute by a certification of their working experience, and this should be of at least 3 years. And that can be done once at the beginning of the first semester. Once you have enrolled, you can decide to make your working experience recognized, and then skip the project module. Here, just a few information on who who is really behind also our program. We have high-level academic lecturers, professors from the Film University and the University of Potsdam, but we also have professors coming from other different universities, not only in Germany. We have top-notch guest lecturers from the media industry who will give you also a practical insight of the audiovisual industry and the work within this sector. So you will not only get an academic approach, but also a hands-on. And here you have other names, and you will find also the full list on our website. Coming to our costs and financing, our program is as it is an advanced and executive master program, has a tuition fee that covers, however, all the costs that are related to the 2 years, or in case one wants to do 6 semesters, so basically 3 years, and it is covering, yeah, exactly all the costs from the enrollment until the completion. And it is 21,000 euro if you decide to pay with the direct payment, or 23,000 euro divided into installments. And we can also, in accordance with the office, administration office, it is possible also to create customized payment program. There is, on top of this, a semester fee that has to be paid to the University of Enrollment, so either the Film University or the University of Potsdam. In case someone wants to do both degrees, there is, of course, a waiver on the second tuition fee. We have the possibility to grant one AP scholarship of 50% of the total fee, and we can support you in case you need some proof of acceptance to request other funds internationally. We are here also to support you with that. Here to have an idea of who is participating in our program, we have participants from different countries, not only in Europe. We have also participants from Mexico, but also from the States. And the average range is really wide. It goes from the beginning of the 20s to 50 years old students. And in most of the cases, they are coming already from film and TV backgrounds, but also broadcasting and law and media companies. And what are the benefits of attending and taking part in our program? First of all, you will have a unique focus that combines business and law together with European perspective of the film industry. So really it is one of the unique programs, because most of other programs that are addressed to the entertainment industry are maybe only MBA mainly. And with this one, even if you apply only as an MBA student, you really will get also better understanding of the legal backgrounds, everything that you need to know also to run a company and to not do any mistakes also in co-production, for instance, and so on. You will have you will be supported by academic experts and professors, so you will get also academic insight, but also, as I said before, hands-on on the film industry. You will have the possibility to grow your network and also getting to know all the professors who are really open to exchange with you, and the film professional. Many of our students are already in touch with many of them, and yeah, building up their network. Yeah, you can become, with our program, a leader of tomorrow and drive successful businesses in the film and TV industry. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Here are our contacts of me and Laura, my colleague, so you can write us at any time. You can find more information about the program on ap.media/filmmaster.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much, Katrina. Another very nice presentation. And I would like also to thank everyone who has been participating in answering the questions and making my life much easier, because we will not be able to tackle so many questions in the remaining several minutes. Thanks a lot. And also thanks attendees, of course, for your interest. So there are some general questions that I would like that I would like us to address, all of them. So there was two questions actually. There were regarding the age limitations. One was general question whether there are any age limitations, and the second one was more particular, like if the student is, let's say, 38 years old. So do you, as programs, do you have any age restrictions for students? So what would you say? I saw that Professor already answered in one written form that in Ulm there's no age restriction. What would be in case of Freiburg, for example?
We also have no age restrictions. Everybody is welcome.
Yeah, life learning experience. Thank you. And for EPI?
Yeah, also by us, it's possible to attend the program at any time, so any age.
Nice, thank you. There's also was another question, like two questions at least that I saw regarding the availability of dormitories in general, whether there are any dormitories that you offer, and especially for disabled students as well. So I saw already one answer from Laura, and she said that as the program is online, so its presence is not that much required, only 2 weeks. And in case of Neu-Ulm, what would you say, Professor, whether there are any student dormitories and if they are equipped well for disabled students?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. So I'm sure that we have dormitories, but I'm not sure if they are equipped for disabled persons. So I would like to ask someone within our university to be sure. But as I said, we do have dormitories, and what I'm not know at the moment if there are any free rooms, honestly. So I know that they are very, very well occupied. So I'm not so sure about this issue. Sorry.
Totally fine. That's totally fine. And there are some other emails that you mentioned, and dear to students, you can also get in touch with the relevant people. And in case of Freiburg?
We definitely have dormitories that are well equipped for disabled students. We also have an office that helps disabled students in every part of their studies, of the dormitories, of living and everything. But we also have the same problem with the free rooms. It's university cities, too many students, too little housing. Yeah,
I totally understand. Dear attendees, I also had the same problem several years ago when I came. That's why as soon as I got my letter of admission, I immediately that day, maybe that minute, applied for the dormitory, and I suggest you to do the same if you want to win that. Next question, also a general one for everyone. So the question is, again, it does not need to be a specific number, but approximately what would you say, what is the rate of employability of your graduates? So after they graduate, how quickly do they find a job according to the profession that they studied at your universities? What would you say? Let's stay with Freiburg.
Usually rather quickly. With the new program, we don't know yet because obviously we don't have any graduates. But so far, most of our graduates find jobs within 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thanks, Vivek. For EPI.
So we are also quite new program. So we are still at the first year of our master program. So we don't have that as yet. But yeah, so I can say that our students are already, some of them are already in the film industry, but they are already connecting among each other to also possibly create new projects and connecting also to our professor and speakers. So I think that's already a sign that there is a quite need in the industry to have people with a good educational background in this field, and that there is a need and a possibility also to find a job quite fast.
Okay, thanks for the insight. And Professor, what would you say?
So I'm relatively sure that the employment rate is 100% because most of our students already have an employment contract before they've finalized their master's thesis. It's because as I wrote already in one answer, almost all of our modules deal with practical problems that are companies who cooperate with us and try to find solutions for their problems, and therefore students already get in contact very early to companies, and therefore it's relatively easy for them to find an employment. So this is not a problem, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you very much. All right, with that, I will move to the next question, which was, I mean, this is, I guess, this is also related to potential employment afterwards. And for those students who do not know German yet, but come to your programs and they want to, let's say, be ready for the German market, so to say, is there any possibility to take some German courses for them within your university? Do you offer this opportunity, or do they have to independently find it outside the institution? Let me address this question first to EPI.
So we work, as I said, with the two universities, Potsdam and Film University. So we can see also with them if it's possible to attend some German classes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In case of Freiburg?
We do have German classes specific for international students. They are also free of charge. You don't have to pay anything for them.
Okay. And in case of HNU?
Honestly, we don't. Okay. Unfortunately. So it's a pity, but I can do nothing about that. So the answer is simple, but no, sorry.
No problem. That in this case, of course, there are also other institutions in Germany that where you can compensate for that. Okay, great. So there was also a question regarding a letter of motivation, and the student asks, if I additionally submit the letter of motivation, for example, to explain my study gap, will that harm? Will that be a plus, or it will not matter at all? I see that Freiburg said that it will not be considered, this additional document. What in case of HNU, will it be considered at all?
No, honestly, not at all. So it's rather a formal process, unfortunately, and therefore we can't consider any letters of motivation additionally. So yeah. Okay. No, sorry.
Totally understandable. Thanks. And in case of EPI?
You mean if they don't have completed some studies, or if they have a gap?
So yeah, the question is, if I submit a letter of motivation, even though you don't require it, will it strengthen my application? Will it harm my application, or it will do nothing to my application?
No, we have actually in our form directly like a slot for motivation. So actually that's also part of our application process.
Okay. So it needs to be there. Okay, great. All right, thanks. There's some, let me ask you also maybe 3 questions to each of you, and then we can call it a day, separate questions. So yes, this question was already addressed. So my question is to first professor. Okay, where is your question? I want to find it. Okay, let me ask this question because it was not full. Do we have classes, Professor, it's for you. Do we have classes about legal and ethical considerations in media management and corporate communication, including intellectual property, privacy, and data protection?
Yes, we do. It's one of the modules which are taught in the first semester. Let me just have a look. How is it called? Because I don't want to tell you something wrong, of course. The module is called, yes, Institutional, Cultural, and Ethical Aspects. And in this context, such issues as data protection and ethical issues will be discussed. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot, Professor. Next question. Let me ask it it was for API. EPI. So when one takes full-time program, what is the average weekly workload? What would you say?
When it's normally, so we have classes only on Fridays and Saturdays, so the workload is not too much. It's like a part-time, even within a full-time program. It depends. We have some months where we have classes every Fridays and Saturday. We have other months where we have only 2, let's say, weekends who are touched. Depends really on the month, because we also take into account some major festival that could be relevant also to our students and professor that they would attend, for instance, the Berlinale or Cannes Film Festival. So in those periods, for instance, we have a more relaxed workload.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the answer. Now I'm moving to Freiburg. The question is, can I apply for the course with a journalism and media management background? And the second question is, it's a part of the this one answer question. I'm from Ghana. Can I apply directly to the university? What is the deadline and start date for the course?
Yeah, obviously you can apply, anybody can apply. Whether you will get admitted is the question. And with a background in journalism and media, it might become tricky because, as I said during the presentation, the requirements are pretty straightforward. So it's 35 credits or the equivalent thereof in linguistic matters. If you did not have any linguistics at all, it's not going to be good. Because we want to be real and we want you to succeed, and admitting you and then having you fail right at the first semester is not something that we want. And the second part of the question was, what was it again?
Yeah, so if I'm from Ghana, can I apply directly? And what is the deadline and start date for the course?
Yeah, you can apply directly, absolutely. Applications to the University of Freiburg are made directly to the university. And are online, so you don't need to send anything by post or to UniAssist or anything like that. The deadline for international students is the 15th of July, so that was last week for this year's intake, and the program starts every year in October.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. As we have a little bit seconds or minutes, maybe let me ask you also this question to everyone. Do you have any student bodies that support newcomers with bureaucratic issues or with registrations, etc., etc.? Let me stay with Freiburg.
Yes, we do have a buddy program, and we have an intercultural mentoring program, sorry. 2 different programs, you can be in both of them. The buddy program is a bit more random, that you just get assigned a student at the university. The mentoring program, usually they find someone in a similar study subject and they can help you with everything.
Okay, good to know, thanks. In case of HNU, Professor?
We don't have a buddy program actually, but it's because our university is not that big, so it's relatively easy for anyone to get in contact to other students and even to older students. And honestly, therefore, we decided so that this might not be so necessary in our case, because, as I said, we don't have a huge amount of students.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Thank you, Professor. And in case of EPI?
We also don't have a buddy program specifically, also because we are a small study program with this not big cohort groups. We are, as a EP, as our team, we are really available for also answering all the question about support and living in Germany, and we put the students then in touch in case with the international offices at the 2 universities, and also because our program is mainly online, so there is not always a need of from the students to really understand how to get along here in Germany and how to find things. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we have several seconds left, and let me use these seconds to once again say thank you to our guests for your time, for your presentations, for answering the questions, and of course to our attendees for being so active, for tuning in and sending so many questions. If you have general questions regarding studying in Germany, of course, please feel free to get in touch with us, My German University. You can also find lots of answers already in our articles embedded. And if you have questions directly to the representatives of the programs, please get in touch with them, and they all provided to you their details. And feel free, in case of any doubts, get in touch with them and they will be happy to help you, I'm sure. And yeah, if you would like to leave any feedback for today's webinar, please feel free to do so on our Facebook or Google pages. We always take this feedback into account. With that being said, once again, thanks a lot, everyone. I wish you a nice rest of the day. Take care and bye-bye.